My name is Windsor Lindor. I am an executive life coach and the founder of Windsor Lindor Consulting, where my work centers on culture of success and excellence in action. This is the inner mystery of life and self-leadership, a teaching series devoted to inner alignment, emotional intelligence, and the quiet architecture that sustains leadership over time. If you are listening while walking, driving, or settling into a quiet moment, thank you for making space for this. What you are about to hear is a recorded reflection drawn from Lecture 1 of this series. I want to begin by offering sincere gratitude to everyone who attended the live lecture. Your presence, your depth, and willingness to engage shaped the integrity of this work. And to you listening right now, thank you for being here. There is no live audience, no chat, and no Q&A in this recording. And this is still a shared space. If something in this episode brings clarity, stirs reflection, or invites a deeper question, you are welcome to connect with me at lindorconsulting.com, where you can also sign up for the next lecture in this series. Before we move fully into today's reflection, I want to slow us down just slightly, not to delay where we are going, but to ensure we arrive with intention. As this year begins, many people are being asked quietly or loudly to do more, become more, fix more, and achieve more. There is no shortage of advice about how to improve yourself, optimize your life, or accelerate your success. Strategies are plentiful. Frameworks are abundant. Voices compete for your attention, each promising clarity, momentum, or a faster path forward. And yet, this lecture series exists because I believe something essential is often missing from those conversations, not because it's overlooked, but because it cannot survive our speed. What is missing cannot be downloaded, cannot be copied or adapted overnight. It must be cultivated, lived, earned. For the first missing element is sustainability, not the kind that relies on adrenaline, urgency, or constant reinvention, but the kind that can be carried across seasons. Sustainability asks a deeper question. Can this way of living be maintained when the applause fades, when pressure rises, when motivation fluctuates? For true leadership is not proven in bursts of intensity. It is revealed in what remains intact after repetition, responsibility, and time. What you build must be able to hold you, not just impress others. See, the second missing element is depth. Depth forms when you stop skimming the surface of your life and begin listening. Beneath it, it is the willingness to stay with a question longer than is comfortable, to meet yourself honestly without performance or defense. Depth. It refines discernment. It slows reaction and strengthens perception. Leaders with depth do not dominate a room, they stabilize it. Their presence carries weight because it is rooted, not reactive. And the third missing element is authority. Not positional authority, not borrowed credibility. It is the quiet authority that emerges when your inner world is coherent. See, authority is the alignment between what you know, what you choose, and how you live. It is earned through consistency, self-trust, and responsibility taken rather than avoided. When authority is internal, influence becomes natural. Decisions land cleanly. See, boundaries hold without force. Leadership becomes an extension of integrity rather than an effort to prove worth. Sustainability allows leadership to endure. Depth allows leadership to mean something. Authority allows leadership to be trusted. This is the terrain we explore together, not to add more noise, but to cultivate the inner architecture that allows clarity, steadiness, and purpose to emerge over time. You see, the inner ministry of life and self-leadership was created as a pathway, not a program. A pathway assumes movement, but not urgency. Growth, but not pressure. Return, but not judgment. You see, a program is designed to be completed. A pathway is designed to be lived, experienced. It does not rush you toward outcomes or demand that you become someone new in order to be worthy of progress. Instead, it honors the intelligence of gradual movement, the kind that allows understanding to deepen, choices to mature, and insight to arrive when it is ready to be integrated. Yes, a pathway respects rhythm. It recognizes that real change unfolds in relationship with time, not in defiance of it. Yes, it is awakening as practice, awakening as we will use this world throughout the year. It's not a destination you arrive at and check off. It is not a peak experience or a permanent state of clarity. Yes, it is a practice, a lived orientation, a continual willingness to notice what is true, to name what matters, and to respond with intention rather than habit. It is a way of meeting yourself honestly, without performance, without self-betrayal, without the need to defend who you are becoming. And it is a way of reclaiming authorship over your inner life. so that your thoughts, your emotions, and decisions are no longer driven by inherited script, external expectations, or unconscious patterns. Responsibility. It's over resolution. It is the lasting transformation does not come from resolution alone. Resolution can be sincere, yes, and still fragile. It can motivate, yes. It can motivate change without teaching you how to sustain it. So what creates durability is responsibility. No, not responsibility as burden, but responsibility as ownership. Ownership restores authority. It brings you back into relationship with your life. So here we are not attempting to become someone else. We are learning how to inhabit who we already are with clarity, alignment, and emotional truth. Leadership begins when there is coherence between your inner world and your outer actions. When your values are not aspirational ideas, but lived references that guide how you speak, how you decide and engage. Resilience. It becomes the foundation, not forceful endurance, but steadiness without hardening, flexibility with integrity, the ability to bend without breaking. Clarity becomes the framing, clean perception, not certainty, seeing what is real without distortion or projection. Core values become the beams, not admired values, but lived ones, the ones you protect when choices compete. Emotional intelligence becomes the connective tissue, how you relate inwardly and outwardly. Emotion as information, not instruction. Purpose becomes orientation, the direction your life moves when no one is telling you what to do. Pattern awareness becomes the blueprint. What you recognize, interrupt, and redesign. And alignment becomes discipline, not perfection, but return. So now, what begins to change when people walk this path with intention? Something subtle but unmistakable begins to shift. Emotional freedom increases, not because life becomes easier, no, because reactions no longer imprison them. They develop trust in themselves, not perfection, but reliability. The kind of trust that says, I can meet what comes. And gradually they commit more fully to the life they actually want, guided by meaning rather than fear. As we continue listening, I invite you into reflection, not performance, not analysis, but gentle noticing. You may wish to pause after this recording, to journal, to walk, or simply to sit quietly. Consider these questions privately. What inner foundation supports your sense of worth today? Where does resilience live in your body? What part of you is asking to be strengthened? Later, you may also sit with what truth have you avoided naming? Lastly, what emotion needs permission to be felt? There's no urgency here. Simply naming is leadership. Action can wait for coherence. Your inner life deserves leadership, not management, not control. Leadership because how you relate inwardly determine the quality, the clarity, and sustainability of everything you lead outwardly. Let me leave you with this affirmation. I honor my inner foundation. I respect the ground I stand on, and I welcome the strength that shapes my becoming. Next month, we deepen this foundation. If this work resonates with you, you are welcome to join the next lecture in the series. You can learn more, register, or reach out directly by visiting lindorconsulting.com. For this work is meant to be held with care, and you do not have to hold it alone. Thank you for showing up for your inner life today.